The dark web is a hidden part of the internet. It is not accessible through standard web browsers. It requires special software like Tor to access. This space is notorious for illegal activities. It includes drug trafficking, illegal weapons sales, and cybercrimes. Hackers use the dark web for anonymity. They can trade stolen data and plan cyber attacks. This anonymity makes it hard for law enforcement to trace them. The dark web has become a hub for cybercriminals. Recent incidents show its potential for high-profile crimes. One such case involved hackers stealing $50 million from the US government. They used the dark web to plan and execute their scheme. This essay will dissect their journey and tactics. Understanding this case helps in grasping the dangers of the dark web. It also highlights the need for advanced cybersecurity measures. Let's dive into how these hackers managed to pull off such a heist. Social engineering is a psychological manipulation. Hackers use it to trick people into giving up confidential information. In this case, they targeted IRS employees. They posed as trusted figures or colleagues. This helped them gain access to sensitive data. The hackers did extensive research. They gathered personal information about IRS employees. They used social media and other public sources. This information made their impersonation credible. They sent phishing emails that looked legitimate. These emails contained malicious links. When clicked, they installed malware on the IRS systems. This gave the hackers remote access to the network. They could now move through the system undetected. Social engineering was the first step in their grand scheme. The success of social engineering showed a gap in IRS security training. Employees were not equipped to recognize such sophisticated tactics. This highlighted the importance of regular cybersecurity training. Once inside the IRS network, the hackers moved cautiously. They studied the system architecture. This included the layout of databases and security protocols. Their goal was to avoid detection while gaining deeper access. They used advanced tools to hide their activities. This included encryption and anonymizing software. They created backdoors to re-enter the system if needed. These tools allowed them to bypass initial security measures. The hackers also manipulated system logs. They erased traces of their presence. This made it difficult for IT staff to detect any anomalies. Their infiltration was methodical and systematic. The infiltration phase showed their technical prowess. They were not just relying on social engineering, they had the skills to navigate and manipulate complex systems. This combination of tactics made them formidable adversaries. With access secured, the hackers turned to manipulating IRS systems. They targeted databases containing taxpayer information. This data included social security numbers, addresses, and financial details. Such information was invaluable for their next move. They created fake taxpayer accounts. These accounts had fabricated income details. The goal was to claim fraudulent tax refunds. The hackers understood the IRS verification process. They designed their fake accounts to pass these checks. They also exploited weaknesses in the IRS's automated systems. These systems were not equipped to flag such sophisticated fraud. The fake refunds were processed without raising alarms. The hackers had successfully breached the IRS's defenses. This phase demonstrated the vulnerabilities in automated systems. The hackers used their knowledge of these systems to their advantage. It was a clear indication of how critical it is to regularly update and audit such systems. Section 5. The tax fraud scheme. The tax fraud scheme was intricate. It involved filing thousands of fake tax returns. Each return claimed a refund. The refunds were directed to accounts controlled by the hackers. They used money mules to withdraw the funds. Money mules are unsuspecting individuals. They are recruited to transfer stolen money. The hackers use fake job ads to recruit them. These mules thought they were performing legitimate tasks. Instead, they were laundering stolen money. The hackers spread out their transactions. This was to avoid detection by financial institutions. Large sums were broken into smaller amounts. These smaller amounts were then transferred to various accounts. This made it hard to trace the origins. The scheme showcased the hackers' understanding of financial systems. They exploited every loophole. Their approach was both sophisticated and ruthless. It highlighted the need for better monitoring of financial transactions. Section 6. Siphoning Off Millions. The stolen money was siphoned off in stages. The hackers used cryptocurrency to obscure the trail. They converted the stolen funds into Bitcoin. This made it harder for law enforcement to track the money. Cryptocurrency transactions are anonymous. They are recorded on a blockchain, but the identities remain hidden. The hackers used this to their advantage. They transferred the funds to multiple wallets. Each transfer added a layer of obfuscation. They also used offshore accounts and shell companies. These entities were in countries with lax banking regulations. This further complicated the money trail. By the time the money was fully laundered, it was nearly impossible to trace. The use of cryptocurrency was a strategic move. It showed the hackers' knowledge of modern financial tools. It also highlighted the challenges faced by law enforcement in the digital age. Tracking cybercriminals requires cutting-edge techniques. Section 7. The hunt begins, tracing the hackers. Once the fraud was detected, the hunt began. Cybersecurity experts and law enforcement teamed up. Their goal was to trace the hackers and recover the stolen money. They started by analyzing the fake tax returns. They looked for patterns in the data. This included common IP addresses and devices used. They also traced the money mules. Each lead brought them closer to the masterminds. However, it was a slow and meticulous process. The experts used advanced forensic tools. These tools helped in tracing digital footprints. They also collaborated with international agencies. Cybercrimes often cross borders. Cooperation was crucial in tracking the hackers. The hunt was a test of patience and skill. The hackers had covered their tracks well, but with persistence and technology, the experts were closing in. It was a race against time to catch the cybercriminals. Section 8, Apprehending the Cybercriminals. The breakthrough came with the arrest of a money mule. This individual provided crucial information. They revealed how they were recruited and their interactions with the hackers. This led to the identification of key suspects. Law enforcement conducted raids in multiple locations. They seized computers and other devices. These devices contained evidence of the fraud. The hackers were finally apprehended. Some were caught in the United States, while others were abroad. The arrests were a significant victory. However, it was just the beginning. The legal process involved collecting more evidence and prosecuting the criminals. It was important to build a strong case to ensure convictions. The apprehension highlighted the importance of international cooperation. Cybercrimes are global in nature. Tackling them requires a coordinated effort. The case also underscored the need for robust cyber laws and enforcement. Section 9. Impact on taxpayers and IRS response. The theft had a significant impact on taxpayers. The stolen $50 million was taxpayer money. It led to delays in processing legitimate tax returns. The IRS had to implement new security measures. This included enhanced verification processes. Taxpayers were advised to monitor their accounts. They were also encouraged to report any suspicious activity. The IRS worked to restore public trust. They launched awareness campaigns on cyber fraud. The incident triggered a review of IRS systems. Vulnerabilities were identified and addressed. The IRS invested in better cybersecurity infrastructure. They also increased training for their employees. The goal was to prevent future breaches. The response was swift but necessary. It showed the IRS's commitment to protecting taxpayer information. The incident served as a wake-up call. It highlighted the evolving threat landscape in the digital age. Section 10, Cybersecurity Lessons and Future Prevention. The case provided valuable lessons in cybersecurity. It highlighted the importance of a multi-layered defense. No single measure is enough. Organizations need a combination of tools and strategies. This includes regular updates and audits of systems. Employee training is crucial. Social engineering exploits human weaknesses. Regular training helps employees recognize and avoid such tactics. It also fosters a culture of security awareness. Advanced tools are needed to detect and respond to threats. This includes AI and machine learning. These technologies can identify patterns and anomalies. They provide a proactive approach to cybersecurity. The case also emphasized the importance of international cooperation. Cybercrimes are not confined by borders. Effective prevention and response require global collaboration. Sharing information and resources enhances the fight against cyber threats. The $50 million theft was a stark reminder of the risks we face, but it also showed the resilience and adaptability of our defenses. By learning from such incidents, we can build stronger and more secure systems for the future.